Afternoon, everybody. Had a good morning with our players. After reviewing the tape, some of what I thought after the game rung true. I thought our guys competed extremely hard, played every second on the clock, played it right up until the end. There were some things that we obviously can do better in all three phases. Had to play smarter to finish on the right side of that. Didn't do that. Those are things that, for the most part, we control. Offensively, just some simple communication things. Defensively, got to get off the field on third down. A lot of what they did at the line of scrimmage, was really positive for most of the night. Didn't handle the quarterback draw. We had some different things that were in the game plan to help that. We just didn't execute it. And then special teams, a lot of really good things, but a couple of things that obviously the muff punt, the penalty where you push the offense into a backed up situation. Those are things that we got to be better in. Good news for us is we can control a lot of that. We got to get better this week. Huge opponent, really good football team, rivalry game, one that our guys and staff will be extremely excited about being ready for and going down to Tuscaloosa and competing against a really good football team. Starts with the quarterback, super efficient playmaker as well. He's got dynamic playmakers around him. Defensively, obviously front to back, really good. Athletic, have the ability to rush the passer, can do that with pressures, can do that with just their front four, and got good cover guys on the back end. So big test for us, one that we're excited about though. With that, I'll open it up for some questions.
We'll start with the Rams.
Coach, I know you don't do injury updates, but can you give any kind of status on Hendon Hooker at this point?
Yeah, Hendon and Tyon and Cade are probably day to day at this point. We'll see as the week unfolds where we end up with Hendon.
So, are you optimistic that it's not long-term serious? But there's a lot of speculation out there that his injury is a long-term.
I don't think it's a long-term injury. His status for this week, we'll find out as we go though.
You had recruits in the other day. What they saw 59 minutes of a great atmosphere they're not going to see probably anywhere else, and then they get the last minute. How did you manage those conversations of the good and the bad?
They're going to take away the 59 minutes. The slight delay, and then to see our student body rush down and fill the bottom part of the section, the remainder of our crowd to be amped up for the final minute of play, that's the takeaway. And I know for some guys, for some people, the story is what happened. Our administration has obviously made it clear that that's not the stance and what we want from the volunteer spirit. That I feel the same way. That's a very few number. The passion, energy from our fan base. I've been in a lot of competitive arenas as a player and as a coach. There was nothing better that I've ever been in than what happened on Saturday night.
Josh, when there are things that maybe you don't agree with from an officiating standpoint or controversial plays, how do you handle that? Do you submit them to the SEC for at least, just to let your voice be heard, or how do you handle those things?
Does that ever happen?
I know things don't get overturned, but I guess some people procedurally still do.
You turn those things in on Sunday. Okay. You want to follow up? Go ahead.
No, just from what was your view of the play where Matt Corral just kind of stopped and you had to scoop and score when you guys went back to?
Yeah, it looks like a delay pop pass type play over the middle. I think you guys all understand what my stance is on what actually transpired during the play. Two officials are chasing the ball into the end zone and then confer on the back end of it. One of those situations where it's not reviewable based on what they told me.
Not to belabor the point, Josh, but it seems like with spotting the ball in particular, is there anything that officials can do to get in better position? I know they're usually not as fast as the players, but when guys are spotting the play from 20 yards behind it, how can they possibly get that right?
Yeah, based on where the official is and where the play was, he's in a tough position. The reality is wherever that ball was spotted, that's probably, after review where it was going to continue to be.
What are your expectations of how a backup quarterback should prepare during the week, film study, all those sort of things? And how has Joe done with that?
You prepare just like you're the starter. I don't care if you're the backup quarterback, the backup center, the backup D tackle, the backup safety. You prepare like you're the starter. That's the tough thing about sports. It's a really tough thing about the quarterback position because you never know when your opportunity is going to come, and you better be ready for it.
Coach, has Joe expressed any thought on what happened on that last play with not throwing the ball towards the end zone, giving the team a shot there?
Yeah, those are things that we talk about. They actually see video of plays like that unfolding during the course of their off season. We try to put quarterbacks in a position where it is the last play, or it's a 2-play set at the end of a game that's somewhere in that red zone situation. Our guys broke as though it was scramble and busted out the right side. He's, got to find a way at the end of the day to get the ball in the end zone, give somebody a chance.
What does Alabama do defensively to cause problems?
First of all, you got great personnel. It starts there. Their ability to be different, and I say that meaning apply pressure with pressure, and some of that being simulated with the drop-in ends. Their ability to get pressure with the front four. Their ability to fit the run game and play it at a really high level. You put all that together, they've been difficult to move the football on.
I was going to say specifically against the run, they've been really good last week as well. Kind of what do they show on film so far that makes them so successful?
The ability to defeat blocks, first and second level. Linebackers are athletic, able to go and tackle well in space. Safeties do the same thing. They do it from different coverages, whether it's single high or too high structure. You got to do a great job of being really good on your double teams when you have them. You got to do a great job of engaging your man. Getting to the second level is important too.
Felt like the first game this year where Jabari's shoulder has held up and allowed him to perform the whole game. Just what did you think of his performance?
For most of the football game, did a great job of understanding our schemes, pressing the line of scrimmage. When he bounced, it was the right time to bounce. Did a great job of making people miss. Second and third levels there all night long. It was his best performance, start to finish. The most football that he's played at one time too. Toughness, grit, like what he did a bunch.
How challenging has it been for him to kind of manage that and play through that thing?
Yeah, you look at the running back position for us as a whole. We haven't had a lot of consistency where we've had the same guys on the field every single week and had the top two guys probably in Tyon and Jabari at the same time. It's been a little bit of a mash unit. Guys have continued to step up and go compete when it's been given their opportunity.
Yeah, Coach, the last 2 weeks, 11 sacks surrendered. What do you got to do to clean that up? How much is that is quarterback, O-line, protection with tight ends, running backs? What's kind of your assessment of your pass pro the last 2 weeks?
It's a little bit of everything. Some of it's wideouts. A bulk of it is, our communication up front, 5 guys, running back included. As you adjust protections based on different things that you're seeing during the course of the game, being able to go out and execute. That was an issue last week with a couple of things. And end of the day, we got to be cleaner.
Coach, Hendon has gotten better throughout the year so far, throwing for more and more yards each game. Can you just kind of talk about the way that he has settled into this offense, the way that he has commanded this offense?
I think his understanding of what we're doing, his preparation's been really good. So he's had the ability to grow each and every week, playing with more confidence as he's gone through that. A part of that, though, is the growth of the other guys around him, too, that continue to get better. The other night, there were some things that we did really well. When I say we need to play smarter, for 4 quarters, each guy can't take his turn of being off, one time. That just kills you in the game that's, limited opportunities. And So for Hendon, he's going to continue to grow. Believe that he prepares in a great way. His teammates care about him. His teammates believe in him. That's been a big part of why he's been able to grow too.
Coach, obviously when Kay went out, Dane Davis came in. I guess he hadn't played a whole lot this season. How did you kind of evaluate his performance on Saturday night?
Yeah, some really positive things. A couple things in protection that weren't as clean as they need to be as we adjusted things during the course of the ball game. Believe in Dane, believe in his preparation. If Kate's not able to go this week, feel like he'll be ready to play at a high level.
Josh, you mentioned the bottom line is you got to make those stops on third down, but when you went back and watched those on film, how much of that is just a great quarterback making a great play versus you guys not being in position to make those?
For sure, great players at some point make good plays. I thought we did a great job of harassing him all night long. We got the one pick, but we're close to a bunch of other things. Got a strip sack. They're able to get back on the ball. Had the play that we talked about previously. We're close to a couple other picks. I thought our effort and being relentless and continuing to play each play showed as the game went on. There's some things that structurally we can control to take away some of those opportunities. He is a really good player, though.
Josh, now that there have been a couple of losses and that list of injuries is getting just a little bit longer every week, how do you make sure that that sort of buy-in factor that y'all have had throughout is something that doesn't waver when things start to get pretty tough?
Yeah, I just believe in the competitive spirit inside of our building. I believe what we're building, the effort and strain that they're playing with. The other night wasn't perfect. There's at no point did you ever question the effort and the want to. I believe in who those guys are. And, as you build a program, that's the first place that it starts. So.
Ole Miss ran over 100 plays, but it seemed like defense still kind of got better as the game went on. Just how rare is that, especially with some of the depth issues y'all have?
Yeah, for sure. When you're thin or not as deep as you may want to be, just based on pure numbers as we started the season, their ability to get better as the game went on, kind of get comfortable within the game. Fourth quarter, did a fantastic job. Speaks to their effort, their strain, their competitive spirit. Speaks to their understanding of what we're doing. I think defensively we continue to get better every single week.
Kind of as a follow-up to that, how do you manage, I know you got an off week coming, how do you manage this team? Because the volume of snaps for guys are increasing. I think Matthew Butler was at almost 80 snaps Saturday. You guys playing 100 snaps. How do you continue to get better on the practice field but manage guys the back half of this season?
Yeah, I think our players, by the time we get to game day, feel fresh and ready to go compete. Good teams, good players got to continue to get better. We're going to continue to give practice squad looks. We're going to continue to go good on good here. And then, I think the bye week for us, it's a 1 week season this week. And then bye week, you got to make sure that you get your guys' legs back underneath them and make sure they're ready for the final run.
Any other questions for Coach?